All right, Ledesma. I'm here today to talk to you about decimal fractions, right? And decimal fractions are basically exactly what they sound like, right? They are fractions that can be easily turned into decimals or decimals that get turned back into fractions. So take a look at what we've got here, Ledesma, and I would like you to see this. I'm going to go ahead and click on my pen tool, right? 53 over 100 is what they gave you, right? And it equals 0.53, right? Taking a look at the examples here, and once again, of course, I am using this website, Math is Fun, to teach this particular concept. Take a look at what they've got here. 7/10 is a decimal fraction, and it can be shown as 0.7, right? 43 over 100 as a decimal fraction can be shown as 0.43, right? And 51 over 1,000 is 0.051. So those are all decimal fractions. Now, taking a look at all this, okay, let's take a good look. I want you to practice and remember what decimals look like and their place value, right? So if you have a number like 1.264, right? Now this is the ones column, the 2 is in the 10th column, the 6 is in the 100th column, and the 4 is in the 1,000th column. So literally you can take this entire number and put it 1, 2, 6, and 4, you can put all of that over 1,000, right? And that you can make that into a fraction, and you simply look at the lowest place value to change a decimal number into a fraction. You can also then convert that to 1 and 264 over 1,000. Okay, so that's how decimal fractions work. Let's go check another one. Talk about converting fractions to decimals. Once again, I am using the website Math is Fun. Okay, and take a look here. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, math is fun once again, converting fractions into decimals this time, right? So the simplest method is, of course, to use a calculator, but that doesn't seem like what we're trying to learn. So what is 5/8 as a decimal, right? What you can do is actually divide by your denominator. And that is honestly probably the way that you're going to have to do it in most classes, right? Oftentimes you're not given access to a calculator, but you can simply divide by your denominator. You add your decimal point right there, annex zeros as needed. Now, if you take a look right over here, they gave you this particular problem has long division, and as they do it, I want you to notice what they did, right? And how they annex more zeros until they get to a remainder of 0. Okay? I normally wouldn't carry my decimal point down when I would be doing this division, but long division is a surefire way to always change a fraction into a decimal. Now, take a look at another method that works some of the time. If you can convert a fraction that you have easily into a base 10 number. So if you can convert it into 10 or 100 or 1,000, you can oftentimes use equivalent fractions to do it. So 3 over 4 times 25 times 25. Remember, you have to do the same thing to your numerator and denominator, and you get this 75 over 100. 75 over 100 is 7,500 hundredths. So you write your 0 and you go, okay, 7, 5, and here's my 10th, here's my 100th column, so that is 75 hundredths, and that is, of course, then how they got their answer. Okay, take a look at this one down here. This one was way more complex, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. They did 3 over 16. They had to figure out that they had to multiply by 625 over 625. Now, they did get the correct answer doing that, but I would say that there's a much easier way to do that because I don't know about you, but I don't memorize my 625 multiplication table. So I would simply write my denominator on the outside of my division problem, and I would add a decimal point, bring it up, right, and start dividing. Okay, so that is how you can now convert a fraction into a decimal. One more thing I would like you guys to see today. Okay, taking a look here, converting decimals back into fractions. Once again, knowing your place value right here. Okay, so 0.4. Well, that is in the 10th column. No ones and 4/10. So here you go. You can simply write 4 on top of 10 and you get 4/10. 0.7. Okay, there are no ones, but there are 7/10. And you can simply write 7 over 10. Okay, now it gets a little trickier when you get to the 100th column. Okay, when you get to the 100th column, I want you to look at it and you go 3/10 and 2/100, or 32/100. And so that's what you have to think about here. You get 32 over 100, right? Okay, right over here, 0.361. Ones column, 10th column, 100th column, 1000th column. So you take 361 over the 1000 for your denominator, right? So that is 361 thousandths. Last example, the 0 in the ones column, 0 in the 10th column, 2 in the 100th column, 9 in the 1000th column. You're going to look right here at this 9 in the 1000th column, and that's going to govern your number. You're going to put 29, and that 9 in the 1000th column governs your denominator when you do this. So you get 29 over 1,000 for that example. Last but not least, don't forget that there are certain times when you can then simplify your fraction, right? So 4/10, you could simplify down to 2 over 5, 32 over 100. You could divide both of those numbers by 4 and simplify that one as well. So there you go. That has everything that I wanted to teach you today about decimal fractions. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you practice lots and keep. And with that, have a great day.